What's up guys, Sean here. So welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button for me. Consider subscribing if you feel so inclined, and ring that notification bell. That way you get notified next time we put out a video. Today we are doing something very similar to what we do a lot of times, but we're also doing something a little bit different. So today we're running around out here in the National Forest, and we're going to be doing some camping. But today we are going to be camping in the Jeep. So are we overlanding or are we car camping? Is there really a difference? We'll find out. Let's get it. Okay, so we pretty much got everything set up. Cheers. Now back to that question. Am I car camping or overlanding? And how do you know the difference? So how do you find out the difference? You don't go to Webster's dictionary to find out. You go to the people who do it. So I went to Florida Overlanding on Facebook and just posted a question. So essentially I just asked, what is the distinction between car camping and overlanding? And I found out something. Most people don't really know. So there's as much debate about that as there is about, is it bushcraft or isn't it bushcraft? Or is it tactical or isn't it tactical? So there's a lot of opinions on that. But what I did get a couple of answers, and both of them, actually there was a lot of answers, but two of them kind of struck a chord. So one of the fellas said nothing, plain and simple, nothing. Some people will say overlanding is traveling across international borders. He says, sorry, the space between Florida and Tennessee is like crossing 6 countries on other continents. And you don't need the off-road to overland. U.S. highways, back roads, country roads, you can explore. So there you go, that's one answer. So basically, in his opinion, car camping and overlanding is roughly the same thing. And I thought about that and I was like, well, you know, I can kind of understand that, but there was another answer and it really kind of came around to more of what I was looking for, an actual distinction between the two. So this fellow said that there is a difference. It's more about how you get to the campsite. Overlanding is about the trip more than the destination. If you drive your car straight from home to a designated campsite with water, electric, etc., that's more of a car camping situation. If you're off-roading or touring around, sightseeing, and you're camping because you've been out so long that you don't have time to make it back, then that's more overlanding. So that makes more sense to me, that overlanding is getting out in the country, getting out in the wilderness via vehicle, and it's more about the journey than the actual camp. So it's about driving those back roads, it's about seeing what you can see, it's about getting off the beaten path and doing like I did here, you know, ride down this sandy little road around the prairie here and find somewhere beautiful to camp. But it's not so much about the camp, it's about the drive. It's about seeing what you can see along the way. And that's kind of what I was looking for. That's kind of the answer, more or less, that I had in my head. But I needed somebody else to say it. So that's what we're doing today. We are overlanding. So I had a great time today just riding these back roads and finding a place to camp. And I have. We got some folks coming behind us in Jeeps. Very cool. Actually, I would welcome them to come pull in here and camp if they wanted to. And but it looks like they're going to keep going. But I would love to get some of their opinions on what overlanding is versus car camping. And hang on a second. So I just stopped them and told them if they're interested in camping here, they're more than welcome to come back and camp here. So he said he'd let the other guys know. But I would love to actually talk to them because they're more overlanders than I am. This is just my budget overlanding rig here. But they're more overlanders than I am, apparently. They look like it anyway. And I would welcome the chance to kind of pick their brains about it. So I'm actually looking forward to this. But now, if you remember, the last time Sarah and I went camping, she slept right here in the Jeep. So why wasn't that overlanding? Well, the reason that wasn't overlanding, if you think about what I just said, was we knew exactly where we were going. We got in the vehicle and drove straight there, got out and set up camp. And so that kind of makes that distinction. But I'm looking forward to it. I've got my bed all set up there. And I've got my tarp over here where I can kind of chill out. Very, very windy. But it's, to me, it's a little more about not having quite so much to do. Chopping firewood, cooking dinner over a campfire and stuff, which I enjoy doing. But it's more about enjoying your surroundings and relaxing. So tonight, I've got the little butane stove here. I've got my cooler, my little camp kitchen thing here. And we're just gonna kick back and relax and enjoy this place. Wow, that's pretty dang neat. Those two sandhill cranes just swooped right in here. They're not paying me a bit of attention. That's very, very cool. Eyeballing me though, I'm not sure if they like me being here. They're just walking right through here. They don't care, not at all. How cool is that? I do have a hammock to set up, but like I said, it's 50-mile-an-hour winds out here, so if I set a hammock up, it'd probably just blow it apart. So I'm gonna just sit here and enjoy it. I mean, prime example, those sandhill cranes just flew right in here and landed 50 feet from me. I mean, it was pretty awesome. So we got some rain coming in right now, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I think this is going to be fun. So I've been looking forward to this trip all week. I think it's going to be fun. Well, talking about how easy things are, we're going to do something pretty easy for dinner tonight. It's going to be delicious, and it's going to be super easy because we're doing it with the little gas stove here. So tonight for dinner, we're going to do a chicken stir fry. How cool is that? So we got some deluxe stir fry mix here, and I've got this this grilled and ready chicken breast. So all I got to do is throw it in the pan and heat it up. I'll add this stir fry mix to it. I got some P.F. Chang's teriyaki sauce to go in it. Should be delicious. So should be really simple to do, and I'm gonna just sit here, cook this dinner, look out on the prairie, and listen to the rain sprinkle on the tarp. That sounds like a good night to me. Alright, so I just set this thing down to kind of a simmer. I'm gonna let it go for a few minutes, try to heat all this through and get everything cooked. Should be a really good dinner. Alright, I think we're just about done. Man, it smells good too. I'm not gonna dirty up a bowl or anything. And I brought chopsticks. How about that? So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing off because it doesn't need to be on anymore. Off. Don't want to waste the fuel. And it looks good too. Little piece of that niblet corn, the little pieces. Got carrots. Got sugar peas in there. Some red bell pepper. It's got some little pieces of broccoli in there. Freaking hot too. I should have blown on that before I just went in for the kill. Man, look at that chicken. Look at that chicken. Man, that's really good. You know, as a general rule, I don't like corn. I just don't like corn. But I like those little niblet pieces. They're the little, I don't know what they're called. I always just call them niblets. I like those. Time for another one. The truth of the matter is I wanted to try this because I'm a little worried about being able to hike into spots right now. You know, I've been fighting this gout on and off for, I don't know, the last few years. I've been getting it, you know, and normally I'll get it, I take the medicine, and it goes away. Well, this time, I got it, and it went away, but not completely. Like, the swelling is gone, that constant ache and pain is gone, but it is still sensitive to the touch. Like, when I put my shoe on, it's still sensitive to that shoe. I can feel it when I walk, and it just worries me. So I thought, you know, the overlanding might be cool anyway to have another type of video to make, because I like to mix it up. You guys know that. But to be honest with you, at this point right now, I don't know if I could hike in 3 miles with a backpack on full of gear. And I probably could, but what worries me is, what if I hike in 3 miles and this freaking thing blows up like a balloon and I can't hike back out? That's what worries me. So We're gonna try the overlanding. We're definitely not gonna move to this kind of stuff exclusively because I love the other stuff. This will just be something else we can do when I can't do that. So that's what it's all about. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's pretty freaking cool. Starting to lose light out here, and I got to thinking, you know, if I'm gonna do this overlanding thing, I kind of got to have some bells and whistles. Since I'm doing kind of a low budget overlanding right now, I don't have a fancy trailer or anything like that, so I got to have some kind of bells and whistles, right? So let's see what I got. Yeah, buddy, I got me some disco lights in here. Let's see what I got. Got a slow fade, a little faster. I got all kind of stuff here. Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny, kind of cool. I like it. I think it's kind of adding to the ambiance here. That's craziness. It was fun though, all in good fun, right? So, I got one more thing. I don't normally do this kind of stuff because I like the peace and quiet out here, but I got, you can't even see it, it's so dark. I got Sarah's little, look at this thing. I got Sarah's little speaker. So I can hook up to that thing and I can listen to my audiobook, or I could listen to some music. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this one.
Could be holding you tonight. Could quit doing wrong, start doing right.
Alright, so I'm not going to listen to that real loud because there's other people around here camping. I wouldn't do that to anybody else, but I could turn it on here and listen to it, or listen to an audiobook or something like that. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. Just something different.
At least you know the way I feel. Take all the money.
Alright guys, so I think I'm going to just sit here and hang out for a little while and enjoy the evening. I think I'll catch you guys in the morning. Alright, looks like the fun's over. We got us a thunderstorm rolling in and the lightning's getting pretty bad. And I'm parked right under these freaking pine trees. I didn't think it was supposed to storm tonight. So, I think I'm fixing to close up and get inside this Jeep. Hey, good morning. So, it's about 5:45 or so right now.
I woke up about 3 and the wind was gusting so hard it was shaking the Jeep. And so I got up and made sure all my tarp and everything was secured. And I got back in here and I've just been kind of dozing on and off. I have learned a few things, so we'll go over that in a little bit. I'm just trying to hold out until the sun comes up a little bit. Make a cup of coffee. That's neat. I can hear the whippoorwills out there. I think I'm gonna doze back off for a few minutes till the sun comes up. I'll catch you in a minute. Well, except for the wind waking me up this morning, I slept really, really good last night. I'm trying to talk here. No, I slept really, really good last night. And it's just the right size for me. So if you were much taller than me, it wouldn't be comfortable in there for you, but for me it was fine. Now, one thing I do realize is that I'm gonna have to get a bigger tarp, because I had to use 2 tarps to get my awning and everything out here, and then the one over top, which is not that big a deal. I would just rather have one that I could put up and be done with it. So and I learned last night to not put something aside thinking, well, I'm probably not going to need it. It was dark last night and I decided, yeah, I do need to go ahead and put those screens over the windows. So these guys aren't going to let me talk, but anyway, I got the screens over the windows and it was fine. But I need to just go ahead when I set up and just set everything up, but that's okay. We live and learn, right? Well, that thing's got this water boiling already. I am ready for some coffee this morning. I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm ready for some coffee. I'm down to my last 2 packs of my Old Town white coffee. So for breakfast this morning, I got some pieces of ham steak that I cooked right around Christmas, and I smoked them, so they're all good. And then I got some of our very own farm fresh eggs from the house, so that's gonna be a good breakfast. Look at that. After breakfast, we're gonna get this place packed up and get on the trail. So I'm gonna walk down this way. I saw a couple of Jeeps have a hard time there yesterday, and because my Jeep is stock, I want to make sure it's gonna be okay for me to get through there before I tackle it. So I'm gonna just kind of walk down there and recon that area, and I may end up having to just turn around and go back out the way I came, but that'll be fine too. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to need to be recovered or be in somebody else's way when they come through. So but we're going to get this place packed up because I got another place, another area that I want to go check out. So we'll do some back road riding and go see what we can get into today. Now, I know I've probably showed this before, but my favorite way to make the perfect little egg is to take a lid or a ring from a small mason jar and grease that thing up real good. If you put it in your pan, you crack your egg inside it, then your egg will be a perfect little, actually it's the perfect size for like an English muffin or something, but I don't have any English muffins today, so let's see if it works. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of this Holy Voodoo seasoning on it. That should be good. A little bit get away. Still make that right there. Cut right around the edge of it. Now, if this works right, this, if I got it greased good, this should pop right off of it. Just like that. I ain't gonna waste these eggs though. Should have put a little more oil in there. Actually, I think I'm gonna do one more egg. Pretty hungry this morning. See how this egg did. Oh yeah. Still a little runny. Just how I wanted it. Oh, I think I'm gonna put some more voodoo on top of it now. That'll be good. Oh yeah, real good. I'm glad I'm doing that other egg, because I can tell you this thing ain't gonna be but a few bites and I'll be done with this one. I do have a big piece of ham there. Now, I smoked this ham at the house right after Christmas and cut it all up and froze it. Soup meat and other stuff like that. These ham steaks for breakfast, that's delicious. Already smoky, good. Well, I was getting ready to send the drone up this morning. I thought it'd be awesome. It's a beautiful spot here. Thought it'd be really nice to get some drone footage, but I got a warning on there that said that basically this is an enhanced warning zone, and that, for lack of a better word, because of the wildlife in the area, I'm not really supposed to fly the drone here. Or I guess it's probably frowned upon to fly the drone here. So, no sense in taking any chances. Don't want to be getting in trouble. So, no drone footage from here, but it's a beautiful place just looking around here, so that's okay. It doesn't have to always have drone footage, right? Well, breakfast was delicious this morning. Did walk down that way, and it looks like it's possible that I can make it through there. I just don't know if I'm going to try it out here by myself. So, I don't know. We got to get this place packed up and get back on the trail, though, because I got somewhere else I want to check out. I was just getting packed up this morning, and Ray and Miss Deborah, so they came out and just happened to find me on the trail here. So look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. She's even got a Rewild Outdoor shirt on. That is awesome. So it was a lot of fun. They stopped by here and talked to me for a few minutes, and you guys are just out riding around. Is that what you're doing?
We're gonna camp out tonight somewhere out here.
Very cool. So, yep, it was cool. It's neat to see somebody out here that family, and she's wearing the shirt. How about that? Well, that was fun, meeting Ray and Miss Deborah in person. Talk to them all the time on the YouTube videos. They're actually patrons of mine. And that was really cool meeting them in person. buddy? How you doing, man?
Well, I may have made a mistake. I decided that I wanted to get off-road a little bit, get on the back roads. 'Cause that's the whole point, right? Is to get on the back roads, but I think this might be a side-by-side trail or something, because I'm rubbing both sides pretty hard most of the way, but that's all right. We go on with it now. Custom pin striping. That was some sketchy deep sand back there. That was on the edge of what we could pull off. Oh, and now we got to go uphill, looks like. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Piece of cake. Well, we made it safely through there. May not have been the best decision, but we made it safely through there, right? Now we are headed down to another spot that I want to check out. We may go see some of our friends for a few minutes that are camping at another site, and see how their site looks out. So now this is a prime example of why we scout this stuff out before we just make a planned trip. See here, it's got a restricted sign. You can see that people are driving down here, but that's not me. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to drive down through here when I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to walk on down here and check it out anyway. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will actually look on Google Maps and find something that looks cool. I'll zoom in on it and see if there's a way to get to it. And if there is, I'll go try to find it sometimes. That's what I did here. Of course, I had the other trip planned, and I wanted to swing by here and see if I could find this place. Now, I did find it, but we can't access it like we want to, but that's a shame. The place is absolutely beautiful. And there is a road down through here, but I'm just not gonna do that. I would hate to get a $500 fine because I wanted to come down here. You buy a lot of steaks for 500 bucks. Beautiful though. Oh well, moving on. Oh man, I definitely did some custom pin striping on this thing. Wait till I show you. Oh, that's okay. It ain't gonna matter. Eventually I'm gonna rhino line the whole outside of this thing. So I've got plans for this Jeep, so it really doesn't make that big a difference. But I kind of feel bad because the guy that I got this thing from took such good care of it. I don't know. It's all part of the fun, though. You just got to take them out and use them, and that's why I got it, was to take it out and use it. But just wait till I show you. You guys tried these? Pretty dang good, but whoo, they are spicy. Look at that chip. Good though. Yeah, I ain't trying the mud hole. I definitely ain't set up for that. Well, this is the place that I had planned. Beautiful spot here. And I was thinking it might be a pretty nice little place to camp. But it looks like there's a lot of activity down here. It might get pretty busy, being Saturday night especially. So, I don't know. There's another little trail right there. I might go walking down and see if it's a possibility to get away from this area on around the lake a little bit and just see. I don't know. Worth a try. Beautiful lake though. Really beautiful lake. Wish I would have brought my kayak. Really nice. Yeah, got her good. Well, looks like this is a no-go. All muddy through here. Pretty sure there's part of a human body in that bag. So, we won't be camping around here, I don't believe. Alright, change of plans. We are going to camp out tonight with our friends at Florida Bushcraft. So, we're going to hop out over here and get set up and go hang out. Okay, so I feel feeling a little inadequate with my setup. These guys have some really cool setups, so let's go ahead and get my junk set up. Well, we are pretty much set up. I got a little bit more I want to do, but I'm gonna eat me some beef jerky, a little snacky. So I'll sit here and chill out for a few minutes, eat my beef jerky, and then I'll finish getting set up. That's good. All right, so we got all the stuff set up in our rig. I went ahead and seasoned up the steak and got it marinating for later on. So now it's just time to chill. So everybody's sitting around over there. I think I'm going to go over there and sit down and hang out for a little while. Hang out with my friends. That's cool. Let's go do it.
Oh, can you bring me those other little stickers, please?
Alright, so the overlanding trip has turned into a bushcraft trip.
Oh, it was overlanding. It's morphing.
And right here, if you look over here, we got Tampa Jimmy over there.
Just a second.
Oh.
Oh, you have.
No, that's cheating.
That's.
Ingenuity is what that is.
Alright, so I guess we're going to walk down to the lake, or I'm going to try to walk down to the lake. My foot's starting to give me some problems, so we'll see. Definitely have to dub over the music on this one.
That's like 6 minutes of constant flip action.
Good. That's delicious. Well, guys, I am glad that I decided to go ahead and come over here and hang out with my friends tonight. I had a really good time, had a really good dinner. That steak was delicious, but I am ready to turn in now, so I'm going to climb in this Jeep and call it a night. I'll see you guys in the morning.
They go over the top and then they strap around here, and they're super rough.
I keep checking him. He didn't have any, but she's got them.
Pharaoh gets.
He did have some because when he was in my lap yesterday, I noticed that they were on my arm after he left, and it was like, since you're an admin, I got a question for you.
Good morning. I slept really good last night. I'm really enjoying this overlanding setup. It's comfortable. It's been pretty easy to deal with, so I really am liking this. Now, one of the things that I have decided that I want to get is a bug net that goes across here. You can get those that are magnetic that just come together, and that would be pretty nice, so if it's buggy I won't have to drop the hatch. Now, last night it was cold enough that I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have any bugs, so I just slept with it open last night, and it was really nice. So I'm really liking this setup. So I've seen a couple of the other guys' setups there, and they're still, it's basically a tent that's just hooked to the vehicle, and they're sleeping in it just like a tent, but which is nice. Those are really nice setups, but I wanted to be able to sleep inside the Jeep, and this has done what I wanted it to do. I'm just short enough that I can sleep in there comfortably. Anybody much taller than me would have a hard time, but it's been fun. I've had a good time this weekend, and I'm glad that I did come down here and find my friends yesterday and camp with them. We had a really good time. So unfortunately, it's that time. I got to get this place packed up. I got to get on back home. We got obligations to deal with, so got to get this thing packed up and get back on the road. Okay, so we're all packed up and we're ready to go. What, if anything, did I learn from this trip? Well, I learned that I can go out here and enjoy a nice camping trip, and it doesn't have to be all primitive gear, or I don't have to have all the fancy little bushcraft stuff. I just can pile into this thing and set myself up and have a good time. So that's nice. I can now say I've got just another facet of camping that I can mess around with. So is there a difference, in my opinion, between car camping and overlanding? And I'd have to say that I think that the one gentleman is correct. I think it was nice yesterday to just ride the back roads and kind of pick and choose where I wanted to go, and not really have a set location. So had a couple of places that I was going to try, and they didn't work out, but that's okay. I didn't have to go there. I wasn't specific that that's where I had to go. And you know, I ended up ultimately coming here, finding my friends and having a great time. So there definitely is a difference, in my opinion, between overlanding and car camping. Now, do you have to have those super expensive rigs? No. You see what I got? I use my tarp that I use for camping. Most of the gear that's in here is stuff that I already had, so that's pretty nice. Now, there is a few things that I've got a list started that I want to get for this thing that's going to make it a little more feasible for camping, especially here in Florida. Last night it was cold enough that I didn't have to worry about bugs getting in here, so I left the hatch open. But as it gets a little warmer, I'm not going to be able to do that because of the bugs. So a guy that was here, Tim, had a magnetic bug screen that went up around the back of his rig, and I think I could do that here. So I'd have to figure out a way to make it magnetic, or a way to make it magnetic. I'd have to figure out a way to mount it on here, but it just opened, and when you let it go, it magnetized back together. And I think I want to try to find something like that to go on here. So I do have a few things that I want to get for it, but ultimately most of my stuff I've already got for this thing. So I don't think you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to kit something out. So that's kind of my feelings on it anyway. Now, I do want to take a few of my things that I want to use for this and put in a specific overlanding box. Like, I've got this box back here, but this is kind of our camp kitchen. It's, for just me, it's a little too much stuff. So if I could condense that down to something smaller, and then have another box for just the window screens and the bug netting and the tarp and all that stuff. So I think I'd like to do that, because you guys know me, I like to have little kits anyway. So I'd like to do that, make a couple changes there, but other than that, that's all I really want to do. I really enjoyed myself. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it that big thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know when I get another video uploaded. And leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've done any overlanding. And if you haven't, try it out. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.